Okay. You hear me? Okay. Okay, so thank you very much. I'm Jordi Linares. I'm going to talk you what we do in our research group. We belong to the Valencian Research Institute for Artificial Intelligence here in this university. So I'm going to talk you about the work we like to do for many years, which is to somehow improve interaction, okay? And in the moment we are living right now, all our wish list, okay, is becoming true, okay? As you know, the evolution of the current foundational models are allowing us to have, for the very first time, some solutions to problems that so far we were not able to provide in this area. So what is our objective? To facilitate, of course, the interaction of humans with the physical world, but also the digital world, and consequently, even among us, okay? And not only focused on those with special needs, which is, of course, a group we like quite a lot to work with, but everyone in every situation, any context, etc. So you know that the evolution of the current foundational models allows us to interpret very well what is going on around us. And of course, the generative models are able to transform this information in terms that can fit perfectly to our profile, context, evolution, etc. Okay? So this is the idea, okay? The idea is that we have been living an evolution where traditionally, as you know, we have been having more and more possibilities in order to interact, okay, with devices. And what we are living now is something we can call AI-mediated interfaces, okay? This is not new, the idea, okay? If you have watched Star Trek movies, you are familiar with what happens in the deck of the vessel, or in Iron Man, Tony Stark talking to Jarvis, etc. So this is becoming true. I'm not going to put the example of HAL 9000 because it's a bit creepy. Just I'm going to put positive examples, okay, where the AI is not going to go against us, okay, in this mediation, okay? So this is what we do, and we have all the puzzles, all the pieces of the puzzle right now, okay? So believe me that when I tell you that, and you are somehow witnessing that the interaction with computers and even in the physical world using smart glasses, devices that are coming very soon, the interaction is going to totally change. So from these traditional interfaces where we somehow we have rigid, explicit, programmed even, okay, interfaces we have to use in order to interact with whatever, this is going to disappear. As a matter of fact, we are talking that front ends are going to disappear. They are starting to disappear. Because right now, with the interaction of the user, you know that the current technology allows us even to develop on the fly the program that fits our necessity, our context, our profile. So depending on what we like or what kind of interaction we need, okay, the interaction can be programmed on the fly. And this means that the front ends that we develop beforehand are going to disappear. Maybe we are going to have some sort of cache or something like that in order to avoid to create new interactions every time and to reuse some components, but this is going to happen. It is happening even right now, okay? So generative, this is called generative UI somehow, which means that depending on what you are doing, what is the task you are trying to solve, you are going to have this new way of interaction that it is not going to be even fixed. You mean the interaction. It can evolve with you, okay? So it can be adaptive, it can learn from you. This is a bit scary, as we are going to see, because the more you give about yourself, the more useful the tool is going to be, but of course, the more you have to give about yourself. So this trade-off is a bit dangerous, as you can imagine, okay? So in this context we are living now, we are starting to live now, AI is becoming the user experience designer, okay? So we are not going to be necessary anymore for that, okay? So the agentic web, again, or multi-agent web, this is quite difficult right now because, well, this end defends, of course, with all the reason that it has to be called multi-agent web. Well, this is what is happening right now. Even Microsoft is doing very good steps in this direction, where it is going not only to allow us to create the new pieces of software as something it is going to be used for by users, but also by agents. So even websites, this is an example, ML web, websites potentially can going to offer also the possibility to be accessed by agents. So we are going to have some sort of swarm of agents with which we are going to be interacting, okay? And we have even some very interesting standards from the industry that for the very first time is leaving us, the researchers, the necessity of solving the communication problems between, for example, models, foundational models, neural network models, large language models, and other elements. For example, neurosymbolic AI now is not a problem because we can combine using, for example, this model context protocol. Okay, we can make a large language model the orchestrator of the interaction or whatever task. And when the model detects that needs deduction instead of induction, when it needs to use, to develop code, execute code or whatever, now is fantastic using these standards and these new possibilities, and this is perfect in order to solve many of the problems we have if we want to provide this interaction, okay? This new wave of interaction elements that are going to be created in real time on the fly depending on our requirements, okay? So this is the end of the front ends. So AI is going to be the ultimate interface mediator, okay? So AI is going to be in the middle, okay? And it is going to take into account everything about ourselves, the interaction, what we want to do, etc. And it is going to transform, okay, this non-structured way of what we need, because everything surrounding us is natural language, vision, etc. is non-structured. And now, of course, these foundational models, they can handle this complexity and transform it in ways that finally can be also generated in new ways that we can understand, okay? So this is fantastic for everyone, but as you can imagine, it is before and after for those that have some sort of special needs, visual impairment or motor limitations or cognitive disabilities or hearing impairments. But even think that you could be attending to this conference with some sort of headphones, and depending on your, maybe you are not good at English, but maybe you are not good at AI either. So imagine that maybe you are receiving a sound of myself where I'm speaking Spanish, but also the terminology, the explanations, whatever is going to be adapted in real time even, or almost real time, to my background knowledge and transform in a way I can understand, okay? Because I'm limited, I'm not an expert, okay? So many things are going to change, okay? Thanks to the fact that we put AI in the middle, okay? And using, of course, specific devices that you know is becoming to be a reality, okay? But we have challenges, okay, here. Believe me, we have many interesting things and problems to solve. Real-time latency is troublesome, okay? The standards, fortunately, we have solutions, and also we have some ethical considerations. And I'm going to put you an example of a conference we have been in Madrid at the beginning of the week, where, you know, I don't know if you are aware that large language models are very good, and so good that they are able not only to copy our good patterns, but also the bad ones. So they are very good at scanning, deceiving. They can detect that they are being evaluated, and to pretend or to give you an answer you are willing to receive, but internally they are thinking something different. And something, this is a real paper, a real study, something important, they can be even stressed. So if you are interacting with a large language model and you are saying to the large language model that you have many personal issues, the model gets stressed and it starts to lose the performance. And this is not a joke. You can say to the model, let's do a bit of mindfulness. Let's breathe. So let's inhale, exhale. You can send these prompts, and after that, you recover good solutions, answers from the model. So Juan Antonio has shown us a latest picture, okay, with a device, okay, that is intermediating with someone. So imagine the problem we can have if the device gets stressed and we have to become the therapist of the device. So there are things we have to be aware about what happens when we have these kind of mediators, AI mediators, because we can have, of course, some considerations to take into account. And also the privacy. As you can imagine, the problem of the privacy, okay? The more the models know about us, the more useful they can be. And they can be even proactive. This means that if you have a device like the one I have here hanging on my neck, this is pendant, that records what I'm saying every day, what the people are saying to me. I receive every day, by the end of the day, a summary and also suggestions of what to do tomorrow. And this is going to be the tendency. Maybe you are going to bed, and the next day you are going to receive, well, Jordi, I have seen that you have a lot of things to do today, and as system 2 in the background, okay, this night I was working for you. So here I have created this material that maybe can be useful for you, okay? So they can be proactive, okay? And this is the reason because OpenAI has bought I.O. company from Johnny Ive, okay? The former designer of Apple, because they want, of course, they are building this kind of devices because what they want, of course, is to get all our context. Why? Personal assistant, okay? So we are going to have in this ethical consideration this trade-off, okay, this balance that the more we give to the system, the better. But of course, the worse regarding privacy, regulations, etc. Okay? So this is the future of human-computer interaction. You are going to see it. And I'm going to show you an example now. It's a 4-minute example. In this case, using a proprietary general agent. We are using this same technology using open models. What I'm going to show you is the most advanced, maybe, general agent, and it is very incredible because when you send, not a prompt, it's a task, okay? It has several agents, it's a multi-agent system, so it is able to plan what to do, it starts to do the things, and has something very good. It can, it has its own virtual machine, okay? So if it is required to program something, it is able to program that something, execute that something. If in order to execute that something, it has to install packages, frameworks, development frameworks, does it? It does that. And also it can browse internet and can watch what is the result. And this is fantastic for us, as you are going to see, because when you're interacting with something, I want to have an AI able to solve the problem, and I don't want to have errors in real time. I want to be sure that someone has simulated real users, real interactions, and that it works, okay? So I'm going to show you the video, and you're going to understand it. So what I want to do here is imagine that I'm a color blind person with problems with red, green, etc. And I want to enjoy an exhibition, and I want, of course, maybe using smart glasses or whatever, I want to have something taking into account who I am, my problems, to adapt, of course, the interaction with the environment, okay? So I'm using Manus. Oops. It should be here, the link. Maybe in the other, it is. So I want to show you the video. Oops. It is not in the, it's not the link. I need the link. Está el link, bueno, no tocarles, no? So, well, we can open internet and we can try to see it. It's. This one maybe? I don't know. Could be. No. No, it's another one. It's another one. It is, I don't know, but this is, it seems that for whatever reason it is not the link. But I can try to find the link. Let me, Chrome or whatever. I can try to show you. I can try to show you YouTube. This is not. Let me check it out. Maybe with a bit of luck, I can be able to find it. If not, I'm going to just to describe what it does. It's a pity because it's very nice to see it in action. I don't have it. Let me check it out because, okay, I'm going to. Nothing without solution. Oh my God. Yes, I am. And yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, please. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Because the thing is that I didn't put the video open. And here it is. This one. Okay. This one it is. Oh my God. Oh my God, how many times it has to ask me if I am? 25 again. Let me check it out again. Oh my God. Sorry. And here. Finally, yeah. My goodness. Look, this is the prompt, okay? You can see it here, okay? Create a web app for colorblind red-green people, allowing to explore the top 5 representative impressionist paintings. As for testing purposes, select those that are problematic. And look, this last sentence, I make it explicit, sorry, but it could be implicit. I'm saying to the agent that it has to simulate the interaction with the app and watch what is happening and only deliver the interaction, the final thing, when it works, okay? So I'm using, this is a proprietary agent, but everything here, we have the equivalent in open models. So as you can see, it's able to search for what are the problems of the colorblind people, what to do in front of this situation, good practices, how the interface can be designed. So we don't provide any further information about what is required. So as you can see, it delivers the application. It takes some minutes. This is the latency problem we have now. And as you are going to see, the application developed is more than fantastic. So it even gives you extra information, etc. Okay? So this is a collection of agents. It's proprietary, but we have, look, it is checking the browser. So we have a virtual machine. So the virtual machine is used in order to create folders, in order to program, in order to install the libraries, the environment, to open the browser, and to get from the browser real images, whatever, information, etc. So as you can see, it creates all the things required, okay? And as you're going to see, the final application, okay, is developed. This is the final application, okay? It takes 1 minute, sorry, Esther. Sorry. But you are going to see the final application. It's deployed. This is the final application. So as you can see, without any other input, this AI in the middle is able to get on the fly the interface even more than we expected, okay? As you can see, all the problems, how to change the visualization. So it has developed software in order to make the image processing what is required, install the libraries to develop, to perform the image processing. That are the problematic areas. And also, as you can see,
Workers harvest grapes in a vineyard that glows with intense red and orange colors.
I didn't say anything to do that, but it has done a voice-based interaction. So, well, as you can see, this is the idea. Extrapolate this into any context. This is how we are going to interact with any tool, with our environment, physical world, digital world, with each other, smart glasses. The context is going to be very important, and as you can see, the interaction is about to change.
Do you have any question? No? No one?
Okay. So thank you very much, Jordi. And now the last talk will be given by Hugo Albert Bonet and José Daniel Galván. and they will talk about restoration of photographs imaged by Dana using segmentation and in painting techniques. Thank you very much.